Okay guys, so we're just going to go over the first question here that we're going to do for parabolas. So again, the question is on slide 18, I think it is, on the PowerPoint that we uploaded. So it's this one here, it's the kind of digger bucket or the excavator bucket. Okay, so as we know with a parabola, the very first thing we need to do is draw a rectangle. Okay, so the only method we're dealing with is the rectangle method. Okay, so there's two methods in the PowerPoint. We're skipping method 1 and we're going to do method 2 for now because it's the easier method. Okay, so you obviously have to draw, if you can see on the screen here, this green rectangle, and as you can see, the green rectangle is 100 by 60. You can see the pink or red coloured line here represents the midpoint. Okay, the middle point. It's dividing the parabola or the rectangle into half, and the vertex is going to be at point B. Okay, you'll also see, just to make this question even harder, we're tilted at 30 degrees. So if I switch over to my camera here, I'm going to show you how to set it up. Okay, so first of all, nice and simple, get your 30 degree set square and draw a line of 30 degrees. Okay, again, we know the rectangle is going to be 100 in length. I'm also going to mark 50 for the midpoint. We're going to need that for the centre line. And the lines up this way are going to be 60. So again, all these measurements are in your PowerPoint on page or slide 18. So you're going to end up with a rectangle, guys. This is very, very small. It's only 100 by 60. And again, I have the dividing point, which is obviously 50, to half it. And I know straight away up there is going to be where my vertex is going to be. Okay, so I'll just zoom in on where I'm going to be working now. Okay, so you can see that's the rectangle set up. The rectangle is set up at 30 degrees and it's 100 by 60. Okay, and I divided the big rectangle into two smaller rectangles. Now, because it's 100 by 60, so that actually becomes 50. So again, remember, when we divide this line up and this line, it needs to be into equal spaces. Okay, so if you divide, so I'll just label this for the purpose of the drawing. If I label that 1, label that 2, and label that 3, the line 1, 2 needs to be divided into the same amount of spaces as the line 2, 3. So if I divide 1, 2 into 5, the line 2, 3 needs to be divided into 5 as well. Okay. So we have, we'll divide them into 5. So I'm going to start at the line 1, 2. So a method here is draw a light line out here. Okay, because I'm dividing it into 5 equal places, I want to measure 5 ones here. It doesn't have to be ones, it can be 20, it can be 30, it can be anything at all. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to do tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you count them, I should have 5 equal spaces, which I do. You join the very last point to the top. Okay, then you slide your set square using sliding set squares to get all the other points. Okay, so now you can't see my sliding set squares underneath, but we all know how to do sliding set squares, so it just keeps all these lines going at the same angle, like that. Okay, and it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 points here, but if you count, you've got 5 equal spaces. Okay, so that's how you divide into 5 equal spaces. And again, you do the exact same thing for the bottom. Now, nice and simply, just to speed up the video, you can do the exact same thing at the bottom. Take a line out from 3 or 2, it doesn't matter. Just to speed things up, because this is already 5, I know all I need to do to split into 5 is come across in ones. Split that into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. Okay? Once you have it split into 5 equal parts, I'm going to get a green pen just so you can see these lines. From the bottom, they go straight up to the very, very top of the rectangle, like that. Okay, I'm just going to label them A, B, C, D. These ones at the side, remember from the class earlier, they go to the vertex. So you're going to join them up to the vertex. like that. Just take your time. So you join them to the vertex. Again, you're going to have to label these, so that's A, B, C and D. And guys, it's very, very simple then. From here, all you do is line D up together, C and C up together. I labelled the top and the bottom. I was supposed to label either the top and the bottom and the sides as well. Okay, so I'm just going to do this very quickly. So that's D, C, B and A. So you can see D and D point here, C and C point here, B and B a point there, A and A point there, and then the other point is obviously down the bottom. And then all you do, freehand, as good as you can, join the points together, and you'll see you end up with the parabola on the side. Okay? Now to transfer it to the other side, you can do the exact same thing on the other side. An easier method, I'll get the yellow this time, is if I just take a line across from my points on the parabola, so A, B, C and D, right? If I, for example, this is point A, if I measure the distance from the centre to point A, which should be 40, which it is, and I come across there at 40, that gives me a point on the parabola. This one should be 30, which it is, 20 and 10. So you're measuring this distance and you're mirroring it across, you're measuring this distance, you're mirroring it across, this one, and so on. That gives you your points to finish off the parabola on the opposite side, nice and quickly. So it's a little cheat kind of method. You can use these in the exam. So it basically saves a lot of time, and it saves you from having to do all this method on both sides. So you need to do it on one method. Okay, so hopefully that video helps you. I know I said it'd only be 5 minutes. I think I ran into 7 minutes. But it should be well enough explained now that everyone should be able to do this question on your own. Okay, and if you have any other questions, guys, you need to just send me an email on Google Classroom. And don't forget as well, you need to do the other question, which is on slide 17. So you need to do this question, and you need to do the question on slide 17 as well. So I'll just take it up just before I go. It'll save me going through it again. So on slide 17, you're doing this question here. Okay. Now remember, 140 by a missing measurement here. The missing measurement is 85. Okay. Okay, so the missing measurement is, I don't know what happened there. So the missing measurement is 84. Okay. If you go up to the slide above it, you will see the exact same parabola drawn the other way about has the measurements 84. Okay. So I want you to put the exact same measurement down here, 84. Okay. So any other questions, guys, you can just email me as I say. Okay. And that is the video completed.